Has anyone else noticed recently that Bank of Canada is starting to distance itself from the real estate world? Don't look to Bank of Canada to solve housing woes, Tiff Macklem says. Governor says monetary policy cannot address structural barriers behind housing crisis. And then he goes on to say that housing supply has fallen short of housing demand for many years. There are many reasons why. Zoning restrictions, delays, and uncertainties in the approval processes, and shortages of skilled workers. None of these are things monetary policy can address. I think he forgot to mention higher borrowing costs. Bank of Canada says housing affordability is about boosting supply, not lowering interest rates. Now, obviously, a bigger supply would solve a lot of problems, but that's not likely to happen overnight. And I was a little bit confused by this sentence, but maybe because I'm not an economist. So maybe you can explain this to me, where he says, housing affordability is a significant problem in Canada, but not one that can be fixed by raising or lowering interest rates. Now, I'm confused because wasn't it their policy of lowering the rates almost next to nothing that caused the housing to become unaffordable in the first place in the last 2-3 years? And CMHC did a survey to developers, and they asked them what their main concerns were. And the three concerns developer raised in terms of like not being able to increase supply was significantly higher construction costs, development fees, and higher lending rates, which Bank of Canada forgot to mention, higher lending rates. So what's happening is Bank of Canada is starting to basically just wash their hands. They're like, well, whatever, it is what it is. We can't just focus on housing alone. Like a lot of people, especially like TD Bank, they are just trying to say that, forget about shelter cost inflation. Like that's skewing all the inflation results. So just ignore that. Just cherry pick the results and we're good to go. So lower the rates. Basically, they're saying it's very clear. The solution to housing affordability is to get the supply up. My fear is that yes, of course, lowering the rate will help out a lot of people, especially people who are coming up for renewal. But I think what's going to happen is if they lower the rates too fast, what we saw in 2023 is going to happen all over again. And that was just a pause. They didn't lower the rate in January 2023. They just paused and everything just took off. So you can only imagine if they start lowering the rates, what's going to happen to house prices once again. And then maybe if they go out of control once again, they might have to step in and increase the rates once again. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's a bit premature to just think like, yeah, everything's cool. It's time to drop the rates. Inflation's under control. I don't think it is. It's only 2.9. They want it at 2. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think will happen in the next few months. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.